Do we need infrastructure people anymore? Can a developer just go off and do what they need to do and not have to worry about somebody looking after it?
So the development and infrastructure teams, even way back when, so let's say 10 years ago, have always struggled to work together. In the development are always focused on developing a service and getting it out. That's their only goal. The infrastructure teams typically are focused on access control and security and the underlying platform. That doesn't go away with serverless. So I think a lot of people think that serverless means that I don't have to manage anything. No, in fact, you potentially have to manage more. So with a serverless object, so we've got PaaS in Azure, we need to think very carefully about the security of that service. A function app today, for example, we go into Azure and we click next, 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 and then we deploy our app to it. That is by default available to the internet. So the infrastructure teams need to support developers in the deployment of their services. What tends to work best is infrastructure still manage the PaaS services, and then the developers would develop the code and deploy it to that function.
And it's a different skill set, I suppose, as well for the people who are looking after that platform. I mean, networking is always going to be there. In the cloud, it's a bit different to your traditional kind of on-premises networking, but it's also the same in terms of some of its concept. The way all these different bits and pieces tie in together and need to be considered and managed, especially, as you say, from a security perspective. And I don't think it's something that you should try and burden a development team with, because, you know, they're there to create your applications and write code, not necessarily look after what it's actually running on.
Yeah, an infrastructure person should be amazing at security, infrastructure, and not cross into dev. And likewise, a developer shouldn't be trying to cross the other way.